Hello, everyone. Peace, love, and light to you all. I trust that you all are well and safe. It's been a while. It's been a little while, yes. I took a break. I do that. I do that a lot, actually. I take breaks from social media and my phone. So, this was just a little moment of taking some time for myself. I'm actually still in that period, but I received a message that was kind of important to share, so taking the time to make this video for you guys. So I hope it won't be so long. Um, so guys, there is really like a major shift happening, and it's really powerful. It's really powerful. Yeah. Um, I think it might have to do with the black horse. I have not quite studied these energies, but it might have to do with the black horse, um, which relates to the famine time. And as I spoke about in the previous video, that particular famine is a famine that is happening within people. It's like a lack of something, and it's a, a push, a force. It's like it's gonna force people who have not done the work on themselves to actually do the work, because they're gonna feel like in such a place of lack. It's gonna be like a desperation to want to be better versions of themselves. So I think it has to do with this black horse energy that is present at this time. Also, the ego is calling for it to be transformed, because we all have an ego, but you see, the ego does not necessarily mean that it is something bad. Just like how every thing has to evolve, every energy has to be transmuted and evolve, so too the ego has to transcend and evolve. So a lot of us, before we evolve, our egos are in the shadow realm of who we are. So that is why we are easily drawn into things that are not of the light. And that ego version, people tend to think of it as a bad thing, but it is actually not a bad thing. It's just that the ego state that the majority of people are in, it is an unevolved, if that is a word, I'm sorry. It's a version of themselves that is not evolved. So that ego side of them is in its lower dimension, it's in its lower realm, and it has to evolve into a higher state of consciousness. And when that ego is evolved, then it becomes the light. So what we have to strive for is transforming that ego from the shadow realm of its existence to the light side of its existence, which is becoming its higher self. When your ego transforms into its higher self, then you your ego is the tool that allows you to evolve into your higher self. So a lot of people have been or is stuck in that version of their ego, and there is this energy, very very powerful energy at play at this moment, that is literally forcing everyone that has ego in that lower dimension, that lower realm, to bring it to the light. And what is actually happening is that at this very moment, like, no one is really better than no one. Like, this was never the case. Like, no one is ever better than you, but there are people who choose to evolve, and then there are people who choose to remain in a lower frequency, in a lower paradigm of existence. And so these beings, these people that are evolved, they appear to be different, they appear to be who godly or angelic, which they are, but that doesn't mean that the people who has not yet evolved cannot be like that as well, because man all have that potential within themselves to evolve. Some evolve before others so that they can be the light, they can be that guide, they can be the leader to show others the way to come to that. But those that have evolved before, that doesn't mean that they are better than those who have not yet evolved into their higher self. So right now there is a calling upon every single soul, with exceptions of a few that has been really really lost, because there are some souls that are just they can't come back from it because they have already been lost in the game, so they cannot come back from it. But those who are there and their soul is still searching for the truth, their soul is still looking for something, even though they have not yet found the light, even though they have not yet been in that space of enlightenment, their soul longs for it, and their soul is urging them and calling them to be in that space. And it is in that moment right now where there is no judgment, and there cannot be no judgment. And by no judgment, I mean judgment from others, because there is judgment from the divine. But the judgment that there is, it's not like how the church and religious people wants you to believe it. It's not about not about hell, fire, and these kind of things, all of these ridiculous narratives that just gets people to be so afraid. It has nothing to do with that. But the judgment that is happening is God is a God of love. Period. God is a God of love. And if God is a God of love, then that creator would not want any harm to come to its creation. It will protect its creation, and that is why it has given its creation so many chances. All of these timelines and this rebirth and reincarnation, all of these things exist so that its creation can become higher versions of themselves in each and every time, in each and every moment of time. So it allows them to relive certain things, certain experiences, certain timelines, certain lifetimes, so that they can evolve and to expand and to grow into something greater than what they have been. And the more that they evolve, then the more beautiful they become, the more beautiful of an expression they are of God. And so this is why God gives so many chances, or it appears that way, that God gives so many chances, because the Creator wants every one of its creation to be free, to experience itself in that light. So when the religious people want to make you believe that, oh, you're gonna go to hell, or there is a heaven and there is a hell, and God is going to punish you. No. In fact, the judgment that the divine gives, it is a judgment that is still coming from a place of love. It is a judgment so that you can recognize your wrong, recognize what you've done, recognize your shadow, recognize the ugly version of you, and heal to become the light version of you. This is the kind of judgment, but it is not to punish you, and it allows you to go through certain things which is going to appear to you as terrible, which is going to appear to you as, wow, you're cursed. But attention, the curse that you think that is upon your life, it is not a curse like, oh, in the movies, like you're cursed and you have bad luck. No. It's not that. It's just cycles of unhealed karmas, untransmuted energies. So I really hope I'm making sense. I'm probably inventing some words, because you guys know my French and my English none of them is good. So you have not healed that version of yourself, so it's gonna appear to be like you have bad luck and all these things. You actually, it's just versions of yourself that are unhealed. Certain things that you have not yet learned, certain things that you have not yet understood. But as long as you remain, though, in that mind control of religious beliefs that allows you, well, should I say allow you, that forces you into an idea of it. It cripples your mind, it cripples you, it puts your mind into a box so that you don't think outside of it, and then you live in fear. How can you fear God? How can you fear God? How can you fear God? How do they make you believe that you can fear God? God is love. God is love. And if these people that talk about God like that even knew what God is, they would feel ashamed of themselves for having so many people being stuck in this false belief about being thrown into hellfire. Heaven and hell exist within us. Heaven and hell already exist within us. You just have to choose what side your compass is pointing to. Okay, I will get back to the topic. So, there is this shift, and it is for everyone. And what Spirit is saying is that everyone deserves a chance to be heard. Even the villain, even the bad guy deserves a chance to be heard, because guess what? Even the bad guy is an unhealed soul. That bad guy became a bad guy because something broke it. And you know the saying, hurt people, and then the cycle just continues. But then these people are at a place where they have not yet realized, oh my God, I need to heal. So they are still in that space where they are hurting people, but their hearts, their souls are crying out to be healed. And so Spirit is forcing this shift into existence, forcing it to purge, to cleanse out these energies that is keeping these villains in bondage, because everybody needs to heal. The earth has to be healed, and it's going to. And for those who are resisting it, who are refusing it, it can be detrimental, because it's either you choose to heal or you get lost in the game. And if you get lost in the game, you are dead. Workers, my light warriors, this is a moment for you to exist, like you, to just truly exist, because there are so many people that needs you. There's a reason why you were called. There's a reason why you were called to the forefront. There's a reason why you were the strongest. There's a reason why. There are so many people out there mimicking the truth. So many false prophets. So many light workers. And if you don't use your discernment, you can easily fall into the trap. Because they appear to be so good. They appear to be the real thing. But you really truly need to use your discernment. Listen to the energy that is coming out of them. So for my true chosen ones out there, of the true light, not the fake light, the true light of Christ. For those of you who are out there, you need to exist. You need to step into your role. Step into your role because Gaia needs you. Gaia needs you. And the rest of us needs you as well. Because the fight and the resistance, that's gonna be. You need to really, 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 really choose and just become in your authentic selves. But for those of you who are out there and you're the villain, you've been the villain in someone's story, you've been a victim in someone else's as well. So this is why we all need heal. Because the density is gone on for too long. It's existed for too long. And right now, things are shifting, things are moving. And yes, you're going to experience your karma. And I'm talking for the villains. But your karma is necessary. Your karma is the only way that you're going to realize that you need to heal. Your karma is going to force you to heal. Because yes, what you put out, you will receive it. And if you were just continuously putting out hate and destruction in the world, then you're gonna receive that back. Some way or the other, you're gonna receive it back. But what Spirit is saying is that we've all been in our shadow side. And we've all been born, we've all been created with that light within us to become a higher version of ourselves. But some of us has just been unhealed, so we remain in the shadow side. But that doesn't mean, as I said earlier, that we cannot evolve. So, my dears, you need to really come to a place where you forget everything that you know, everything that you've been taught. Forget it. And allow love to guide you. Because that is the only thing that is real right now. It is love. And I'm not talking about the love that's this mundane kind of love that people mistake for God's love. No. I'm talking about God's love. I'm talking about pure love. I'm talking about the love unconditional. It is unconditional. It sees no shadows, and it brings no pain and suffering. This love, this mundane love that you guys talk about, this is not true love. This is not genuine love. And this is why it's that false love. It comes from that false light, because light is love. Love is the reflection of light. So the false light has within it a false love. So that love makes you believe that, well, not makes you believe, but because the false love, it is that love that causes pain, that causes heartbreak, that causes obsession, that causes jealousy. This is not God's love. Pure love, genuine love, unconditional divine love knows not jealousy. It knows not obsession. It knows not pain and suffering. No. It is pure. It is kind. It is the fruit of the Spirit. Okay. So that fake love that y'all think you all know, that too, need to let it go. Because true love doesn't hurt. True love doesn't murder. True love doesn't cause pain. God's love brings joy and happiness and peace that passeth all understanding. So that fake love that y'all think y'all know, it is in the fake light, which is in the shadow side of the ego. So just allow love to guide you. And if you don't know anything, if you cannot understand anything, understand love. Understand that. Get your heart in the right place. Forgive yourself. Forgive others. Forgive the people that have hurt you. Yes. Yes. This shift that is happening, it has already happened, but it's still happening, okay? But this shift that is happening, there is no time to hold people on your heart. There is no space for that. If you are choosing to hold people on your heart, people that have hurt you, people you think you have hurt you. Because if you're operating from a space, from a place of genuinity, of authenticity, of true love, then you would be in your healed version. And in your healed version of yourself, you will realize that everything was just divinely planned, either divinely planned or what, however you look at it, it is good. Even though people try to hurt you, it was still good. Because if you choose to heal, if you choose to grow, if you choose to evolve, you will realize that every hurt that you've experienced was just there to guide you. And it was never meant to hurt you. And if you are someone who do not burden yourself with people's opinions about you or the way people view you, and you can move past things very fast, then you allow yourself to heal and evolve even faster. So if you're in that space, right, you can experience true love. You can experience it because you will realize that everything is good. Everything is good, and everything has always been to allow you to transform, allow you to become your higher self. But for the most part, you remain in that space of resentment. You remain in that space of holding on to the pain. You remain in that space of not willing to forgive those who have hurt you because you feel like, no, they deserve to be hurt as well. The thing is, you're not hurting these people while you are holding on to them like that. You are hurting yourself, because you are holding on to the energy that have hurt you. And if you can let it go, if you can forgive them, forgive yourself and let it go, then you allow yourself to be healed. You allow the energy to be released. You allow the energy to flow. And you allow that genuine light to come into you and to heal you. But if you're holding on to that pain, then you're not healing. And this is what Spirit is saying. Because right now, you cannot have any space. You cannot have any space within your heart, within your soul, within your mind of holding anyone on your heart. You need to let go. You need to forgive. You need to heal yourself. If you don't do that, this is what the Bible talks about: being dead forever, being lost in hell. I don't even know. But there's a part in the Bible where you say, oh yes, you will have eternal life. That part. So you are going to have eternal life by choosing to heal, by choosing to become your higher self. Your higher self is that gateway, is that shima to have eternal life. And if you're choosing to be unhealed and remain in that space of hurt and anger, your own healed version of yourself, then you are choosing eternal death. You are choosing hell, basically. And this is why you will be lost in hell forever, hellfire, blah blah blah. Okay? Because that torment, that pain, that anger, all of these things is hell. All of these things is hell. It is part of hell. Anger, hate, all of these things. It is hell. But this is the place that you're going to be lost forever. Okay? So, you are all being called to heal yourselves. You are all being called to clear out your energies. All energies that are holding you back, all energies that no longer serve you. You are all being called to do that. And it is necessary for those of you, my God, for those of you who truly, truly desire to be in that version of yourself where you want to be the best version of yourself. You're being called to do that. And you're being called to forget the lies that have been taught to you. Especially my beautiful, amazing Christians out there. And I say Christians because, don't you all see that there is something wrong? You all are serving the same God, so-called, but yet you all are separated and divided in so many ways. The same religion that you serve and you're so devoted to, kill and slaughter in cold blood. Don't you all see that there is a problem? You all need to take a step back and ask yourselves truly, what do I know to be true? What are the lies that have been taught to me? Because there are many. There are many lies that have been taught to you, that has been brought down to generations after generations after generations, my dears. And this is why the shift is so powerful, because it's cycles and cycles and cycles of lies. It's cycles and cycles of people completely forgetting who they are and not knowing who they are. And all of these generations having to break through every single barrier, every single lie that has been taught. This is why the shift is so powerful. Because you've been lied to. You've been lied to, and now the truth cannot be hidden anymore. The truth cannot be hidden anymore, because it is time. It is time. It is too much. It is divine timing. So you all must be awakened to the truth. And it's so much walls of Jericho that have to be broken down. The walls of Jericho must come down. They must come down, my loves. And the more that you resist these walls, the more that you try to keep up these walls while God is trying to break them down, while God is trying to crush them so that you can be free, while God is trying to part the Red Sea so that you can be free from Egypt, you still want to go back. You're like the Egyptians, not the Egyptians, the slaves that has been freed from Egypt. Moses came to free them, and the time they saw something bad, they wanted to go back, and they forgot that they were slaves. They want to go back to being slaves. That's how controlled their minds were. And this is why they had to have a whole generation being washed away. A whole generation being washed away before they could actually get into that promised land. Yeah, because so many attachments to the old version of themselves were pulling them back to that slavery mentality. But this is it, guys. This is it. We've reached a point where this earth is going to be in a higher state of consciousness. And she's going to evolve. She's going to evolve. There is no stopping it. It cannot be stopped. She's going to evolve. And before she does that, well, every old energy has to be washed away. And that is why you want to heal. Because you're going to be set apart in order for that purge to take place. You have to be set apart, because you're not going to die with the old energies, right? So you're going to be set apart. So you want to heal. You want to raise your frequency. You want to get to that place where you're going to be seen, you're going to be recognized, your light is going to show, so that you don't get left behind. In whatever way this may present itself. And this is why, no matter what timeline you're on right now, because everybody on different timelines, no matter what timeline you're on right now, there is this pool of evolution. There is this pull that is forcing you to evolve. Because Earth has to be healed. Okay. I will try to expand on certain topics that I spoke about earlier on another video. Thank you for staying here just to the end, and thank you for liking and subscribing to the channel and sharing. Thank you for your love and your support. I truly appreciate it, but honestly, this is not even what I'm doing this for. But I'm just letting you know. I love you all, and I might see you guys soon or not, because these days I really don't care about my telephone.